Welcome to M3 Live. I'm your host, Joe Beck, CEO of M3Linked, and I am super excited to be with everybody today. Today is the official launch of our new live stream interview segment called M3 Live, where we interview premier entrepreneurs from around the country and beyond. And I'm so excited about our first guest in this series. I'm going to take an opportunity to introduce him, and then we are going to turn the mic over to him for a little bit. And I'm going to ask him a couple of questions. And we're going to be digging into more about exactly what he does to make his mark on the world. So let me start by saying that our special guest today has been a software designer for many years. He's built systems for companies like Panasonic, Sony, Computer Associates, among others. In 1993, he was introduced by Bill Gates on stage as he live demonstrated his booking system that he and his team built for the DEA. In 2018, when he moved to Atlanta, he came up with an out of the box idea to expedite the process of getting to know people. He built custom digital business cards for free and handed them out to his colleagues. By the fall of 2019, clients were so happy with their production that it became a business. And since then, his efforts have blossomed into a premium video card system that focuses on returning revenue to the owner. And as they say, the rest is history. Please welcome to M3 Live, the godfather of the video business card, Gabe O'Neill. Hey,
Well,
Gabe, how are you?
thank you so much, Joe Beck, and I'm honored to be the flagship person to kick this thing off. We're gonna have some fun, and yeah, it's great to be here.
The pleasure is all ours, Gabe. So we're going to kick things off and give you a couple of minutes to tell everybody about your business. So, Gabe, tell us about your business, the godfather of the video business card. Obviously, there's an explanation there. Tell us more about your business, Gabe.
Sure. Well, again, in your introduction, we mentioned how we kind of got started. It kind of got started as a fluke, where I was actually giving them away as a way to get to know people. In my, when we first started, and I figured that was in a networking environment where you can break the ice with people. You get to work with them. They get to see my work ethic. They get to see my creative, and more importantly, they get to see that I follow through on things that I say I'm going to do. And that's something that's very important to me. Albeit I've met many of those who don't really follow that principle. But yeah, that's really important to me. And so the idea was that would expedite the process of them getting to know me. Therefore, they could refer me out. So that was the whole idea. So I did that for an entire year, and actually, I was kind of pleased at the reaction that people were getting, because they were very quick to try it, and then when they got it, they said, "Wow, this is really cool. This is actually getting me business." And finally, after about a year of that, I realized that, you know what, um, if we if I sell this to groups of real estate agents or mortgage agents or any team that has that has salespeople on it, it can boost the revenue of the entire company in a very unique way. So if people are familiar with the the products that are out there, the other digital cards, whether it be Linktree or Dot or whatever, they're all designed basically to do one thing, and that's just to get your information to the other person. We take a different approach. We not only do that, that's something that's important to get your information out there, but where we differ is that we make a first impression. We want to turn this into something that will actually return business to you. So how we do that is by creating them custom from scratch from the beginning, and when we do that, the person who owns it knows that this is their brand. They're going to share it more often. They're going to share it with an energy that's going to transfer to that other person, and it's going to be very, very different. So they're excited to share it. They're going to share it more often than they're going to, and from that, that's going to help them convert more business. The other thing that we do is we capture the cell phone data of people who get our card. So, for example, if you text the word Gabe to the number 321 421 5213, or scan that QR code that's next to me, it will create that same text. Now, and what happens there is you will get a link to my card, and we will capture your cell phone information, your name and your cell phone number instantly, and automatically, so without you having to fill out a form. So that's really practical when it comes to follow up, because that's another thing that a lot of us don't do, is follow up with people. And we've got a whole system for that. We've got our own CRM in the background that will capture that information and allow you to text people back, even automatically. So imagine if you're a speaker, if you're at a trade show, and you get like 50 people or 100 people to scan your QR code in that day. Normally you'd have to take that bucket of business cards back home, have somebody scan it in, and transpose it, transcribe it, do whatever they want to do, and then maybe a week later you're sending them out an email that they're going to ignore anyway. For us, we can take that same information, process it instantly, send them all a text message within, as with at any time that you want, whether it be an hour, 3 hours a day. That can go out automatically. Your first level of follow up is already taken care of. So these are just some of the things that we do that are very different. But the idea is to make you look like a marketing rock star, so that people remember you, and when they remember you, they come back to you. And the other part is that's different, unique about our product, is that you know other people can give out your card if you teach them your keyword to that number, and you arm all your colleagues with that information. They've got an endless supply of your digital card that they can give out at any time. And that's how my clients get a lot of money. Jerry told me, he said, I first gave it out to my friends, and about a week later, some guy got on my calendar, and I didn't know who it was. And he said, oh, your friend Jim sent me over to you. And he said, honestly, that guy turned out to be a phenomenal client. He said, honestly, I made a lot of money from him. So, and that wouldn't happen with any other product. So these are just some of the things that make us different than all of the other things of what's out there.
Wow. That's great, Gabe. And I'll tell you what, as you know, I'm a believer because I've been using your card now for multiple years. It definitely is a game changer. So let me ask you this question. Who would benefit most from one of your cards? Tell me, give me the rundown of the different companies that you can work with that it will really help them stand out.
Well, the company, I'm basically company agnostic, but really the traits of a person who's using this, and it would get the most benefit, are as a person who's active in their marketing. They
Mhm.
do a lot of networking. They're really interested in doing something different to stand out among their competition, and do something that's creative. But it's because what our product is, it does have an incredible ROI. One of my clients got a 1,200% ROI in his first 3 days of using it. Actually, two clients got that. Another client got 492 leads at one afternoon at a trade show, which he told me he's going to turn into 100 grand in 6 months. Another client said he made 200 grand off of it in his first year of using it. So it really does work, but it doesn't work by itself. If you're looking
Yep.
for some kind of solution that I just posted on LinkedIn, and all of a sudden, I just all this business comes in, and it doesn't really work that way. Although
Mhm.
one person did post it on LinkedIn, and he got a deal worth 5,000 bucks in the following week, but that's unusual. I wouldn't recommend that as the only way you get it out there. Again,
Sure.
but we have got clients that they're real estate agents, they're mortgage people, they're credit card people, they're insurance, they're finance, and we've got a guy who rents out RVs, and if you're out there networking, and just imagine anybody out there who's networking, who's trying to be remembered, trying to be that one that comes back, where that person gets remembered. I remember before the pandemic, I was at an event in Atlanta, and I asked the person toward the end of the night, I asked him, how many people are in this room? He said, I don't know, maybe 100, 125. And I said, how many of them are you going to remember when you go home tonight? He smiled at me and he said, well, you're one of them for sure. And that's
Mhm.
really what we're trying to do with this.
That's a great, great analogy. Now, Gabe, you and I met through M3Linked. And for those of you that
Hmm.
don't know, M3Linked is the premier entrepreneur collaboration community. Gabe, in your own words, tell us, why did you choose M3Linked? I mean, there's a lot of places you could spend your time to meet other entrepreneurs. Why did you
Hmm.
choose M3Linked?
Well, when the pandemic hit, I thought I was dead. I thought I was dead in the water. But then I discovered, wait a minute, there's this online networking system that are going on, and I tried a few of them that are combined. I had used BNI in the past, and Chamber of Commerce, been there, done that, done a lot of in person networking, and I knew that this was going to be like the only solution, at least for a time being. But once I found, I tried a few of them, but once I found M3, there was something different about it, and that was the fact that they had just a really high caliber of people that were attending the events, and they were right in my wheelhouse. And I joined it's like 3 4 years ago, and I don't think I've ever lasted with a networking group that long. And it's I've gotten benefit from BNI. I was actually a director consultant for a while, um, but when they said that you're going to be absent if you don't show up at 7:15 in the morning, when there's half an hour away from my house and driving in the dark and the rain and the cold. I said, well, you know what? I've got an M3 meeting like right at 8:30. I'll pass. Thank you very much. Um, so it's just the fact that the format, makes it very easy to have just a normal conversation that with somebody, where you get to know them in a very quick way, and it's just conducive to growing business. And I have gotten a lot of business from it. And that's how I look at things. I look at our digital card that way. Is if I can invest this much, can I get X much more out of it? And my
Mhm.
clients say yes. The same thing with M3. I invest this much. Can I double that, triple that, do whatever with it? And the answer to that is yes as well.
Oh, that's great. So, a couple of things that people normally mention to me about M3 Link that they really like is the fact you mentioned it, the caliber of the people that are there, true entrepreneurs, people that are out there that are focused on growth, but also the fact that they want to build relationships. They really want to get to know people so they know who they're working with. What has your experience, been like that in that regard?
Well, I mean, since I've started, there's been some people that are still there that have been before me, and that's
Mhm,
very rare in a networking environment. And I consider those people my friends, right? I mean,
mhm.
a lot of times we'll just talk about stuff there's nothing to do with business. And so you're right. The fact that you can build relationships, but they also know that if they send somebody to me, that I will handle them in a very professional way, and take care of them quickly, and all that, and vice versa. If I recommend somebody to them, I know that I'm proud to send somebody to somebody like Mark or Joel or whomever, and because I know that they'll be taken care of in a very professional way. And because that's part of your reputation, right? I mean, when you
Mhm.
even when you have an extension of yourself, where you send somebody else to somebody, if they screw that up, then that looks bad on you. So there's a plethora of people in M3 that I wouldn't hesitate to refer out. So it's important.
That's great. That's great. Well, Gabe, thank you so much for joining us today for M3 Live. If you've not yet done it, make sure everybody that you text the word Gabe to 321-421-5213. Get to know Gabe O'Neill. Also, if you're interested in taking a look as our free guest at a virtual M3 forum, just go to m3link.com, click on the find a community, pick an event and time that is good for you. We look forward to seeing you there. This is Joe Beck, the CEO of M3 Linked, and this has been M3 Live. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.